Rave Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Rants and Raves. I'm Steph Beckett, and this is our post InfoComm 2026 series in which we kind of wrap up the show with a few of our favorite manufacturers, talk about what they saw on the show floor, and kind of compare that to what I saw and kind of, see what the thoughts were at InfoComm 2026 this year. Joining me on this episode is Mark Donovan from Audio-Technica. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Perfect. So first of all, talk a little bit about who you are and what you do at Audio-Technica.
So I am the Director of Commercial Applications for Audio-Technica, and that's kind of an odd title. Doesn't really say much, man. That's because I wear many hats, and I really kind of sit at that intersection between sales and marketing and product development, as well as end user engagement. So, I bring all of the feedback from not only from our sales team out in the field, but specifically from end users and operators and integrators and consultants back so that we can, make sure our marketing messages are straight, make sure that we're developing the correct product for people with the correct features.
That's an important job. So after InfoComm this year, after 3 days of talking with customers and integrators and consultants, what were the themes that kept coming up in the Audio-Technica booth?
Really, I think it had a lot to do with workflow. So we released a new product at InfoComm, and if you were there, you couldn't miss it, right? So it was a new wireless system, digital wireless system, D50, and a lot of the features that went into that had to do with workflow. It had to do with how to get the job done. How hard is it to do it? How nice and clean the rack's going to be? How much you can fit into a small space? As well as how does it work with other products? And that was kind of, at least for Audio-Technica, was somewhat of the theme of the show when you looked around at this brand new digital wireless, our other digital wireless systems, our beamforming ceiling array, our Dante ceiling speakers. The name of that game was to get everything onto the network and integrate and play well with others.
Absolutely. And did you find attendees were coming to the booth with specific problems that they were trying to solve, or were they more interested in exploring what's new with Audio-Technica, or simply asking, what are the newest products this year?
It's interesting because I think that, there were certainly fewer people overall in the attendance versus previous years, but the people that were there were very focused. They had a mission. They were there to, figure out what this solution they need to be for the next problem they've got. And so I did have a lot of that. I had a lot of end users, had a lot of university education, some government people as well that were literally doing that. They weren't coming up and saying, "Tell me about your product. Tell me about this." They were coming up saying, "I have a problem. I need it solved." And that's really, where my focus is and what my team and what we are. It's all about the application. What are we trying to solve on this problem? And then we can figure out what's going to best fit your workflow and integrate with what you have.
That makes a lot of sense. And I do think that a few manufacturers I talked to that did note that attendance was down a little bit. I think it was a little over 28,000 this year. But that being said, the people who were there were the decision makers. So it ended up not being like a negative change.
No, not at all. In fact, and a lot of it, of course, had to do with having new product, but I think that our engagement in the booth was actually higher this year, significantly higher this year than it was last year, even though there were fewer people. And obviously, I think that some of the global situation and the fuel prices and airline freight prices and all that most certainly affected. But like I said before, the people that were there were the people that needed problems solved. And so, like I said, the engagement was much higher.
Another thing that I have noticed in a lot of the conversations had at InfoComm was that customers seem less interested in what we call the speeds and feeds, and they're more interested in like how does this work as an entire ecosystem. Like they like being loyal to one product or like one manufacturer where they can. So they want to know like what kind of ecosystem, how does this solve all my problems? Did you also see that shift this year?
Oh, I would certainly say, yeah. I mean, so of course, if you go back a few years or whatever, where people were really concerned with, what are my spec sheets, what are the hertz and decibels and everything else. But I think that everyone, certainly the major players and all the different manufacturers, we're already at a certain level. In other words, the end user already has an expectation that you're going to meet that. And really what it's coming to now is how are you going to work with something else? Like, so Audio-Technica, typically we're an endpoint, we're a microphone, but how are you going to work with their favorite DSP? How are we going to work, with their favorite loudspeaker? Because like you said, even though, ecosystems is certainly one of the things that people talk a lot about, this is still very much a bespoke industry, very customized rooms and things like that. Whereas, certainly Audio Technica has that ecosystem where we have the microphone, the DSP, and the loudspeaker for the room. So we do have that complete ecosystem, but we don't, kind of force things down that avenue. What we want to do is say this, we do have this. So if you'd like to, and it's going to play well, it's going to operate well. But we also have great partnerships with these DSP companies and, these loudspeaker companies. So what we want to make sure of is that whatever avenue that consultant, integrator, end user wishes to take, we're going to offer the path of least resistance no matter which way they go.
That makes a lot of sense because I do think there was a time in the past when great audio quality was simply enough, but now it seems like you have to offer a full ecosystem. You have to play well with others. You have to have all of these other things. In your opinion, then, has the definition of like what is a great audio product changed?
It's interesting because if you look back, especially if you're talking commercial audio, and when I'm say commercial audio, I'm talking specifically about meeting space, classroom, that kind of thing. If you go back 25 years, there weren't really products, microphones specifically designed for that. So what you had was you had a lot of integration people, you had a lot of major companies who were modifying what was available, right? And what they were doing is they were taking things that really weren't meant for that application. And so the initial, and not to mention the fact that back then the bandwidth and things like that we had for distance learning and phone calls, we really didn't have that as an option. But, I think that we've seen, an acceleration and certainly since COVID, and even more so of an acceleration on bringing that quality level audio in. From our standpoint, from Audio Technica, that's always been a thing for us, right? So it's always been we have this certain barrier that we have to make sure our audio quality fits inside of. But I think that what you see today is not only a higher level of audio quality, but a higher level of audio quality that was designed specifically for those commercial spaces.
That makes sense. With that all in mind, what do you think that we can expect to see not only from Audio-Technica, but across the board at InfoComm next year?
I mean, next year, it'll be interesting to see how things play out there. I know that that integration and interplay. I know that they tend to be people are calling them buzzwords or whatever, talking about it. It's not really a buzzword. It's the reality of life, right? It's how do our products work with other products? because in the past, again, going back 25, 30 years, these were brick walls between manufacturers that were using completely different protocols. And that's not acceptable to the end user now. And so I see, that keeps coming in and coming together where everything can work together and operate smoothly. And again, I think that people are beyond, as you mentioned earlier, asking about, what are the specifications on this? What are all those things? They're past that. They're over it. What they want now is they want something and somebody to tell them how they can solve a problem. And then they can go from manufacturer A to B to C and ask them all the same question. How can you solve my problem? And those people who give the best answer are the ones who are going to win.
Honestly, I think that you have a lot of great points. I agree with you. So I will be excited to see, what InfoComm does look like next year. So, last question I have for you, Mark, is where can people find more on Audio-Technica?
Best place, of course, is to go to our website, which is www.audio-technica.com. And of course, you can look, there's a commercial section there that takes you off and to a site or an area of the site that has all the cool little information that you would need.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for being on this episode of Rants and Raves. It has been a pleasure as always.
All right, good to talk to you.
And don't forget, everyone, to check out all of our InfoComm coverage. Go to ravepubs.com/InfoComm. Check out all of Audio-Technica's product videos at the show, as well as all 1,800 plus of our product videos. So go check those out. Again, I'm Steph Beckett. This has been another episode of Rants and Raves, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Rave Radio. With rants and raves, you'll be okay. And today is your lucky day. It is rants and raves with Gary.